To master traditional Wing Chun, to be good at it, you need to be good in the foundation, right? The foundation is the basics, all the essentials, right? So traditional Wing Chun teach you to watch one point, control that point, go to the blind side. What is watching one point? Is watching the leading elbow of your opponent, right? So if you watch the elbow, control the elbow, and go to the blind side, right? So to start off, then that's the neutral stance, right? What are you doing with your fingers? Your fingers are pointing to the opponent's eyes, right? But if we're standing on a neutral stance, we're too exposed because we're too square on to the opponent, right? And Wing Chun doesn't teach you to fight square on, actually teach you to fight on the blind side. So that's why Wing Chun is the most scientific, effective fighting system in the world, right? So you point the finger, and how you limit your target area for your opponent is your center of gravity is still in the middle, and you are on the neutral side stance. That's the neutral side stance. That's the right neutral side stance. Left neutral side stance, right neutral side stance. So on the side is like this, right? So one of the rule is that if you can block parallel arm, that means the opponent attack on your left side, you block with the left arm. He's attacking with the right arm, you block in the left arm. And then you'll be able to go to the blind side, right? So the best block will be a beauty, right? And then the corridor of the threat is right in front of you. So what you do is you step out of the corridor, 圈手, 立手, right? So if you block cross arm, that means he swings with his left on your open side, right? So you can still step out, step across, do a kick, so the kick will stop him, because if you block cross arm, his other arm, his right arm is going to come to attack you, right? So if you block cross arm, you do a kick, the kick will stop him, the combination of a left and a right, right? So block his left arm, kick, and then you can go to the blind side. So what are the blocks, right? This, the bill sao actually is not in the center, that means in front of your nose, right? Bill sao is going to the side of your body. So you do a hyun sao, then you can go to the blind side. That means 90 degrees. So the threat come from your opponent will be in front of you, you block, and then you'll be on the blind side, right? And so the bill sao is exception, not in the center, not in front of your nose, right? So the tan sao is in front of your nose. Some park sao there's 4 different Pak Saos, right? So the one Pak Sao is in front of your nose. So the one that you block is in front of your nose, right? In the Chi Sao situation, you use the Fok Sao, but in real situation, you cannot use the Fok Sao to use it to fight. So it's a Chi Sao situation. Fok Sao is in front of you, right? Bong Sao is in front of you. The Wu Sao is in front of you, in front of your nose. So your eyes are guiding your movements, right? So if you want to do a Pak Sao, right, or you want to do a Tan Sao, so it's in front of you. The Gang Sao is in front of you. The Gang Sao is in front of your nose. Gang Sao, right? So a very important drill is that a Pak Sao punch without moving your feet first, and then a Pak Sao punch, a Lap Sao punch, right? A Pak Sao punch, a Lap Sao punch, and Pak Sao punch, Lap Sao punch, Pak Sao punch, Lap Sao punch, and then you combine with your footwork is a Pak Sao punch, a Lap Sao punch, Pak Sao punch, a Lap Sao punch, a Pak Sao punch, a Lap Sao punch, right? So the Pak Sao, Lap Sao, ideally, if you get the opponent's elbow, and then you get the control. So other movement like the Jat Sao, it can be in front of you, the Jat Sao, right? A Jat Sao. But you can also do a Jat Sao, away from the center. So you can do a Jat Sao in front of you. You can do a Jat Sao away from the center, right? And then the other one is the Quan Sao. Quan Sao basically is a Tan Sao and a Bong Sao combined, right? So Quan Sao is in front of your nose, right? So Quan Sao, Gang Sao, Quan Sao, Gang Sao, Quan Sao, Gang Sao, Quan Sao. As I mentioned before, that the Pak Sao can be in front of you, Pak Sao. But if you Pak Sao pushing out, that means you're pushing your opponent, stopping the opponent at a distance. Your counter attack might not reach him. So one of the Pak Sao very frequently used is a Pak Sao actually coming in to your shoulder, Pak Sao, right? So then that means a Pak Sao. Then you can counter because you get into inside of his inside of his arm, right? So you can reach your target, right? Another Pak Sao is going across, right? So you probably take the wrist, right? So you take the wrist, right? So the Pak Sao in front of you that you are unable to counterattack at the same time. So that's why you combine other techniques, right? So like a Pak Sao, a Chun Sao, then so the Pak Sao, Chun Sao, Lap Sao, then using the Lap Sao to create the counterattack situation, a Pak Sao, Chun Sao, right? And the secret is when you do a Pak Sao, your Chun Sao, using your own arm, don't use the opponent's arm, right? And then they come down, 拍手穿手, right? 拍手穿手, right? 拍手穿手. So some people that have confused with the 標指 and the 標手 is different. 標手 is almost at the edge of your central line, right? So that's the center line. The central line is designed by, right? So the 標手 can be on the edge of the central line, or can be even outside the central line, because you are actually intercepting the opponent's fist by attacking his arm from the inside. Then you can go to the blind side, right? 標手, right? 標指 標指 is in front of you, right? You must face the point of contact. So somebody throws, you do a 標指. So you go 1 and 2. So it can be on the central line, right? 標指, right? Can be on the central line. But 標手 is outside, can be on the edge of the central line, or can be even outside. So making your opponent to push you, then you can go to the other side. The 立手 is in the central line, the 立手, right? Some people do the 立手coming out of central line, then you're leaving a gap here, right? 立手 in the central line. So you combine the 立手 with the counter attack, right? 立手 punch, 立手 punch, or 立手 palm strike, 立手 palm strike, 立手 palm strike, 立手, right? So combine your footwork is step, you turn left, step with the right foot. So the 立手 here, then the palm strikes here, right? 立手 here, the punch is here. 立手 here, palm strike here. 立手 here, side palm here. 立手 here, palm strike. 立手 punch. 立手 punch. 立手 palm strike. So that's the central line, right? So 立手 punch. 立手 palm strike, or 立手 side palm. So if we do a 立手 punch, and then we change direction to numeric punch, right? So without using the footwork, will be a 立手 punch, and then punch, right? So you go from here, step, turn to the right, step with the left foot, 立手 punch, right? And then you do numeric punches or row punches, right? So 立手 punch, right? 立手 punch, right? 立手 punch. But I think you should at least do 2 connected, control the elbow punch, then you do all these row punches, right? Because if you don't make contact or make damage with this punch, and you do that, he's freed up, right? So say you got a 立手 near the elbow, punch, and you should check and punch, then row punch, right? 立手 punch, 拍手 punch, and then row punch, right? at least 2 control attack, then you can do the roll punch through. Right. Right, so elbow punch, then roll punch. As I mentioned before, there are 4 different types of Pak Sao, right? One is pushing out. There's no way you can reach if you can reach your opponent by Pak Sao pushing out, right? So the Pak Sao punch is the best Pak Sao would be to combine with the punch. Will be you draw the opponent's arm in, so you punch underneath or you punch on top, lap Sao punch and roll punch, right? But if you go from here, Pak Sao, it won't be. So usually it's Pak Sao, lap Sao punch. If you do the Pak Sao diagonally, going out in front of you, right? Or right in front of you. So if you Pak Sao diagonally in front of you, you do a lap Sao, then you'll be able to reach your opponent. But otherwise, you go Pak Sao punch, draw his arm in, so lap Sao punch. I have previously shown you the Bill Sao, right? I think that is the most important defense technique, and it can be also offensive technique, right? And the Bill Sao is Bill, right? Your fingers are pointing diagonally up to the sky, right? Bill, right? Right. So if the person throws a straight punch, you can even push his arm slightly. So from the Chi Sao exercise, the contact reflexes will tell you he's pushing back, right? He's pushing back. So give you opportunity to do a Hyun Sao going to the blind side, going to his blind side, or do a lap Sao and going to his blind side, right? So you notice the 90-degree turn, right? Feel 90-degree turn, right? Feel 90-degree turn, right? So that is the corridors here. You step out of the corridor, Hyun Sao, Hyun Guk, then you go to the 90-degree. Feel, Hyun Sao, Hyun Guk, right? So because force only got one direction, right? So as soon as you feel him pushing it back slightly, then you can, or even stationary, then you can go to the outside, right? So lap Sao, right? Same thing, right? Bill Sao, Hyun Sao, right? Bill Sao, lap Sao, same thing, right? So you notice that I always do the counter attack by control at least 2 or 3 times before you do the roll punch, right? So Bill Sao, Hyun Sao, 1, 2, 3. Then you can do the roll punch. But Bill Sao, lap Sao, 1, 2, Pak Sao punch, lap Sao punch, then you can, right? Because the control of his elbow is very important. The Bill Sao can take care of a straight punch attack, or a round punch attack. Hyun, left side punch, park side punch, then roll punch, right? So either it's a round or straight punch, but you go inside of his arm, Hyun, park side punch, left side punch, park side punch, then roll punch. Right. So if you are standing in the same position without moving, you do a bill sao, That means you are opening up for uh, a double round punch or double jab, right? Because you are at that. So if you didn't have a chance to move out, so here you do a bill sao, then the second one you can move out, then park sao punch, left sao punch, park sao punch, and then roll punch, right? So dealing with the double round punch, you can go. But if you already step out, so make him lunge, then you check, you kick, then you can get into a very good position, right? So from here, you do a kick. When you block cross arm, the best way to stop the oncoming attack is to do a kick to slow him down. Right, so kick, right. I want to come back to the first part of the Sulim top form. Right? So the first part is, even though how you stand to start, before you start, is very important, right? So you should stand with your feet slightly pointing out, so you can roll your pelvis forward, align your body, bring your arm up to the shoulder, so you relax your shoulder, hold the fist, right? Curl up the fingers first, hold the fist, and then come back, right? So don't forget, relax your body, but make sure your pelvis is rolled forward, and you squat down, right? Transfer your weight. That's very important. Learn to transfer your weight, right? Then this time you transfer your weight to the right leg. You can pick up the left leg. Yeah. Right. So the first thing is to define the central line, right? Basically, you're able to cross your arm down and up. You're fighting on the central line, right? And then you hold your fist back. And then the punch is you aim with the elbow, your eye, picking up the target, punch, right? So it's very short distance. Hyun sao, this is to free up your wrist to train the hyun sao. So when you punch somebody block, you do a hyun sao. That means you're going to from inside of the opponent's arm to the outside of the opponent's arm, right? So very seldom, sometimes you do from the outside of the opponent's arm, he blocks, to the inside of the opponent's arm by using the hyun sao, right? And then you do a tan sao, right? Remember, I would say tan sao, fuk sao, will be you training that for training the contact reflexes chi sao, right? So tan sao, train your energy, pack your fingers together, train your energy. There's a tunnel here, allow the the opponent's force to be deflected, right? Hyun sao, you come up, and the wu sao, you're coming back, right? But the movement coming back, your energy is still going out, and you have to keep adjusting the elbow. And then Phục Sao is going from above, slightly underneath, not too much, right? Slightly, right? So Phục Sao, right? And then the Hyun Sao, and coming back. So you do this 3 times, right? And 3 times, right? Then you do 1 Pak Sao here, and then because you are pushing the Pak Sao, you're pushing away the opponent's arm. Normally you push him away, so that's why you use the same arm to attack. In the Silim Tao, you have the Gam Sao, which is to do with the kick, right? So the kick is actually coming in front of you. So how are you going to do a Gam Sao? So the footwork is very important. Remember, I say, you step out of the corridor, right? You step out of the corridor, right? Then you Hyun Sao, go to his blind side, check his elbow, right? So you got from here, Gam Sao, Hyun Ge, right? So you're here, say you're here, Gam Sao, right? Hyun Ge and Hyun Sao. So the Gam Sao is on the side, slightly in front of your body, right? And make sure you don't do a Gam Sao like this, right? Make sure you lock your wrist by pulling your thumb in, right? Right. If you block Gam Sao like this, the kick will break your wrist, right? It has to be using the inside of your arm. Lock this up, so Gam Sao, using this part, right? So later on, we'll show you the double Gam Sao, right? The double Gam Sao, right? Similar. This one, right? Except you use 2 arms. Double Gam Sao. Step out of the corridor of the thread, right? The corridor. So when you step, don't spin, right? Step, right? Hyun Ge, right? Hyun Ge, right? Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So when you're on the neutral side stance, the right neutral side stance, your right leg already prepared to kick, right? So how do you kick? You pick up your knee, go to at least the center, right? You pick up, right? Maybe you do a bill sao, right? A bill sao, right? And then the quadricep muscle is what you're using. So you already on the neutral side stance, you already have this leg open up, and this foot open up, right? So you can kick with the heel, or you can kick with the whole foot, or you can kick with the ball of the foot, right? So after the kick, usually you do a Hyun Ge, because you're taking up there, you go to his blind side, right? So from here, kick, Hyun Ge, right? Right. So on the left neutral side stance, right? So a bill sao, kick, Hyun Ge. Bill sao, pick up your knee, kick, and go. Right. So let me demonstrate the correct kick for you, right? The correct kick is your foot has to open up, right? Not straight to the target, open up. So that when you kick, this angle, the force will be escape at an angle down to your supporting leg, right? But a lot of martial artists, they don't understand. When they kick, they get pushed away. See, because the foot is not open up, so the force had nowhere. Your hip is perpendicular, parallel to the target, so that the force will push you away. So you cannot get balance after you kick. So here, kick, right? Right. So you can. This is very important, right? So pick up the leg and kick, and the force, the reactionary force will escape from the supporting leg, right? If the foot is open up, right? So it's open up, right? So that's very important. So our neutral side stance already position you to do this kick. All you need is pick up and then extend your quadriceps. So the tan sao is from the under the opponent's arm and then going up and get on top of the opponent's arm. Tan sao, right? But if your tan sao already on top of the opponent, your arms already on top, you cannot do the tan sao. If he punch you down here, you do a tan sao, you cannot do anything. Another thing is you must face the point of contact, right? So you get the most efficient. What's the word? Most efficient angle, right? So you don't. Then your opponent's over there, right? So your tan sao may be 45 degrees to the opponent's body, and you turn, right? But like I said before, the tan sao are not designed for you to use in real situation. You can, but it's moving too, right? So you get better control by doing a lap sao. Every time you do a tan sao, you can do a lap sao to replace the tan sao, right? So a tan sao punch, right? Not 90 degree, then the person is here, right? But 45 degree maybe, right? Same thing the lap sao, right? And then, so remember the lap sao, half sao, and then lap sao, right? Right. So tan sao, then half sao, lap sao, right? Okay. So the tan sao is for chi sao situation to train your contact reflexes. So from here, a straight punch comes in, tan sao, right? So you're inside the opponent's arm. So what you're going to do, you either push his wrist up and then come back down with the lap sao and park sao to the elbow, right? So tan sao, chun sao, lap sao, park sao to the elbow, right? Tan sao, chun sao, lap sao to the elbow, right? And for round punch, So same thing, Tan Sao. You can also do a gang and Pak Sao. So the gang Sao is on his wrist, Tan Sao. So you cross here, that's his wrist here. Step to the left, step, turn with the right foot, step, turn to the left, and Pak Sao punch, left Sao punch, right? Tan Sao, gang Sao, Pak Sao punch, right? Same thing, similar. Round punch is similar, right? To deal with the low punch, you can do a jat sao, right? Remember, stepping out if you're on a parallel arm, right? So you're stepping out the corridor and gang pass, right? Or if you do already a jat sao, you can actually, that's his wrist, that's his elbow, and then you're already on the blind side, jat, lap sao. Jab on the outside, lap sao, punch, so punch. Right. But if you on the inside, you jab sao on cross arm, you're on the inside, right? I would suggest that you do a side step, stepping out, and then do a low kick. Then you go to the short arm, right? So jab, kick, right? Jab, kick. Because you block cross arm, you must do a kick. All right. So dealing against front kick, a straight punch, right? So on the parallel side, so you do a gam sao, check the elbow, jat sao, right? Jat sao punch, lap sao punch, jat sao punch, right? So gam sao, side step across, right? Lap sao punch, back sao punch, right? So you go into the, on the other side, same thing, gam sao. You do a jat sao punch, right? So front kick and punch, right? Right. Or biu sao, hyun sao, left sao punch, right? So another technique you can do is a quan sao because you block cross arm and cross leg. So you do a kick, then you do, right? So quan sao kick and check the elbow, right? So on the other side, quan sao side step, kick, check the arm as the punch comes in, right? Quan sao kick, check the arm